Have you been playing around with SvelteKit, but you're not sure how to host it? Stick around and I'll show you in this video. Hello YouTube. My name is Braden Gerard, and today I'm going to show you how to host SvelteKit on Netlify. So if you're starting to play around with SvelteKit and you want to do some personal projects and just have a spot to host it for free, then you can check out Netlify and you can host it there. Now there's a couple little things we have to do to get it to build properly so that we can easily host it on Netlify, and I'm going to show you those things right now. Let's jump into the code. Okay, so we're going to start out with a brand new SvelteKit project. So I'm just going to create a directory, and then I'm going to change into that directory, and then I'm going to do an npm init at svelte at next. And do I want to use TypeScript? No. CSS? Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to change. Now I'm going to do an npm install. And then an npm run dash dev. Sorry, npm run dash open. npm run dev. All right, now I have it listening on localhost. So if I go over to localhost 3000, so here's the default Hello World SvelteKit project. We're just going to deploy this on Netlify to keep this video short and simple, just so you guys can see how you can deploy your SvelteKit app to Netlify. So I'm going to stop this for a second, and I'm going to open this up in my Visual Studio Code, the project, and we'll take a look at the project. And there's a couple things that we have to change. So by default, when you build your SvelteKit project, it builds it to be run by node. Okay, so when you do an npm run build, okay, it builds the project, but it builds it into the .svelte directory over here. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you. So it builds it over into this .svelte directory, and it's set up to be the optimized build here, set up to be run by a node server. Now that's not going to work for us for Netlify. We sort of want to compile it into a static site folder. So we just want like a build folder. So we can do that. If we go over to our SvelteKit config, we can see that the adapter that we're currently using is svelte.js adapter node. What we can do is we can change that to adapter-static, okay? And then we have to install that adapter into the project. So if we just copy that and do an npm install, save it in the dev dependencies because we don't actually need it once it's been built. And then we just install that into our project. Now, if we do an npm run build now, it won't automatically build it statically. This is something that Rich showed in his video. I'm not sure if it was different at that time, but the current version won't build this automatically. If I do an npm run build, it shows that it's doing the same thing as before. It transforms the client and server and then optimizes the client server. It doesn't actually spit out any sort of build directory. So to fix that issue, what you have to do is you have to run one more command. So we're going to go into our package.json and look at the build script. So currently the build script says SvelteKit build. Now, even though we've changed the adapter to static, it's still not building it statically for us automatically. In order to force it to do that, we can do a SvelteKit build, and then we can also have it run a SvelteKit adapt. And the SvelteKit adapt command will take the build and adapt it to be a static build. So if I save that, and now I run an npm run build, it will build my files, optimize them, and then it will put it out using the svelte.js adapter static. And you'll see it done here, and now you'll notice that I do have a build folder with my app statically built. Okay, so now we're able to deploy this on Netlify. So before we deploy it on Netlify, we need to create a netlify.toml file so that we can have our deploy configuration in there. You can also do this through the Netlify graphical user interface when you deploy your site, but I'll show you how to do it in the toml file as well. So here we're going to say square brackets build, and then inside of that build, what we want to do is we want to have the publish directory, so the directory that it's actually going to publish, be equal to the build directory. And we want the command to build our site be equal to npm run build. put that in quotes, npm run build. So that will run so first it's going to run our build command, and then it's going to deploy that build folder that it creates from our build command. Okay, so I can save this, and now we can commit this project. So I'm just going to say git init. Okay, so we've created a Git repository. Now we're going to do a git add to add everything that's in the project. Git commit, initial project commit. And then I'm going to set my branch to be the main branch. And I'm going to add my remote. So I've already created a repository on GitHub for this. So I'll add that repository now to this. And the repository is in my Braden Gerard account. And the name of the repository is SvelteKit-website.git. And then we'll do a git push-u origin name. So that pushes my project up to GitHub. So I'm doing this deploy from Git on on Netlify. So then anytime I make changes to my SvelteKit project and push them to Git, my Netlify will automatically deploy the changes. You don't have to do this step. What you can do after you add this netlify.toml and all the files here, you can simply package these up and drag and drop them into a Netlify deploy if you want. There's different ways you can deploy with Netlify. I'm doing a Git deploy here. So now we can head over to Netlify, and we can say we want a new site from Git, and then we're going to choose GitHub, and we're going to go find my repo called, what is my repo called? It's called Svelte-website. There it is, and I'll click on that, and then I want it to deploy my main branch. And we should be good to go without setting build commands here because we've already put the netlify.toml file in there. If you hadn't done that, you can set the commands right here. Okay, we'll just set them anyway. So in here you could put an npm run build as the build command, and then we want it to deploy the build directory. And then we hit deploy site. Okay, so now we're going to see that my Netlify is starting up and it's pulling my code and building it. So this might take a minute. And there we go, my site's deployed. So if I click on this temporary URL that Netlify has made me, we'll see that we have a SvelteKit project hosted on this domain. All right, that's as easy as it is to get a SvelteKit project up and running on Netlify. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for sticking around for another one of my SvelteKit tutorial videos. If you enjoyed this content, please give the video a thumbs up to show YouTube that you like what we're doing here. And if you want to catch more of my tutorial videos, then make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you can catch all the new content that comes out. Thanks, have a great day.